Now, the cost of living crisis is at the top of the agenda in Canberra this week. The Reserve Bank rate decision today will coincide with a report that found the cost of living is the #1 issue causing Australians increased stress. Joel Philp joins us live from Canberra now. Joel, talk us through the report and the reaction that we've seen from federal leaders.
Yeah, Laurel, this report from Suicide Prevention Australia found that indeed cost of living was a key factor for those surveyed, with 40% of them saying that they had experienced elevated stress over the past year because of personal debt and cost of living issues. And also included on that list of causing people elevated stress was unemployment and housing access. Now, a staggering 70% of those who were surveyed said that they had been experiencing elevated stress over the past year. So this report was indeed launched today in a presentation that included both political leaders, the Prime Minister and the opposition leader. The Prime Minister was asked ahead of the RBA's cash rate decision this afternoon what his government is doing considering this cocktail of factors influencing Australian households.
Do you recognise that Australians might be expecting your government to do more in the immediate term to help them get through this cost of living crisis, to bring down that severe stress?
And that's why we'll be introducing legislation this fortnight on cost of living measures, including for cheaper medicines and cheaper childcare. That's why we put forward a submission to the Fair Work Commission to increase the wages of people who are on the minimum wage. We understand the pressures that people are under, and we want to undertake measures that alleviate cost of living pressures.
Genuinely feel for families who at the moment are trying to work out how they're going to pay their electricity bill. There's talk in our country of rationing or of lights going out, like we've seen in Germany. The pressure you're seeing on families in the United Kingdom at the moment, that's essentially a picture into the future of what is going to happen here unless this government gets the policy settings right.
And Scott Morrison, the former Prime Minister, sat down with our very own Paul Murray last night and he said that essentially, well, perhaps he didn't play politics hard enough.
That's right, Laura. Look, it was a wide-ranging and quite personal interview with Paul Murray in which the former Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, really shot down any claims that he might be leaving Parliament anytime soon, which would, of course, cause a by-election in his seat of Cook. He doubled down in his defence over the secret portfolio saga, which we've learned about in recent weeks, saying he wasn't going to get bitter about what unfolded. But he was asked about whether he had any regrets and indeed said he could have been more politically aggressive.
Yeah, could I have been more engaged in the political fight over that time? They certainly were. That's politics. I'm not having a crack at them. Or if I'd done that, would I have been able to focus as much as I was on the day-to-day decisions that I had to make? Sometimes, in fact, all times, governing should come first over politics. And if I've paid a political price for that, well, fair enough.
So what will the former Prime Minister's role be over the course of this next term of Parliament? He said he's looking forward to mentoring new Liberal MPs in the Parliament House.